All right, so I'm on my way to work, where I work as a full-time art director, and I am basically doing a Vloggins, which is the vlog where I keep track of my own personal progress. And I gotta say, yesterday I was beyond exhausted because I had gone to bed at like 4 in the morning, something like that. I tried to do a vlog in the morning and I just wasn't even coherent till I had coffee pumping through my system. And then I got through my work day great. I did awesome work at work, but then when I was off work, on my drive home was just like zonking out, like exhausted. And again, just I had to do Bible study with a local group that we've sort of started, and basically by the time I got home, I was just totally exhausted. It was like 9 o'clock, and I just basically passed out and woke up this morning. So that means I didn't get any progress done on my graphic novel. So that was one night without working, which bums me out. So tonight, I'm definitely hoping to do that. I also need to work out because it's been a few days since I've done my workout, and I usually do that every other day. And so when I don't work out, I tend to feel more exhausted, more tired, more achy, because I have a long commute every day. And then it ends up being this like self-fulfilling prophecy where it's like I don't work out because I feel achy, exhausted, and tired. And I feel achy, exhausted, and tired because I'm not working out. So it kind of becomes this like self-closed loop. So I got to be aware of that. And basically tonight, whether I feel like it or not, whether I feel up to it or not, I need to get back on the workout train, basically. I got to do my rowing machine and weights and all of that stuff because it's just one of those habits that, like, I honestly kind of hate the activity, but I like the results, and so I need to do that with working out. And then very similarly, I need to do that with 2 Stories Book 2, and maybe do a live stream or something like that while I work on it. But it's interesting to me, like, the daily fight that I see in my life, at least, that it ends up being just to sit down and make comics, because there's just not a lot of time in the day. So that's kind of my hope. I will say, like, I'm inspired by the people in our community that are constantly making comics. People like Scott Serpland, who makes Young and the Dead, and people like my friend Kevin Cross and Gaz Gretzky, and like people who are like out there, like, if they have like Corey Kerr, where it's like they have newborn kids and they're still making time to make their art. To me, that's a real inspiration, and makes me realize, like, I need to be on my A game and getting this stuff done. So that's my goal today. When I get off work, I want to do that. I also really just need to, like, that's basically it. I've also been thinking about possibly getting a bike. The thing that bums me out about getting a bike, I'll be honest, is like, I don't want to be one of those guys with like a bunch of bike gear, like, wearing like Speedos and stuff. Like, that freaks me out. Like, I don't know why it freaks me out. It just freaks me out. It's just never been like part of my culture or who I am. And I think it's partially because, like, when I was younger, I used to skateboard too, and like like, it's hard to explain, but it's like, it feels like the antithesis, like the exact antithesis is the wrong word. The polar opposite from skateboarding would be biking in Speedos. But I will say it looks like a really good workout, and I did used to bike everywhere when I was in my 20s. I'm a late bloomer when it comes to getting my license. I never had the ability as a young man with like hardly any money. I never really had like the money to pay for insurance or a car in my 20s. And so what I would do is just bike everywhere. So when I went to college, like I used to bike from, you know, downtown, the city of Long Beach, to school and back. And like, then every once in a while I'd get a ride from somebody, but quite often I would just bike anywhere I needed to go. And I will say, I think that actually kept me in shape, like weirdly enough, as a young man. I don't think I really realized that at the time, but it's like biking to commute is like a really good, healthy thing to do. So that's something I'm thinking about, potentially maybe getting a bicycle. And I think at the time I had like a Trek or something, like a decent like road bike. But yeah, I don't know. I think that might be cool. Also, I'm trying to teach my son how to bicycle. And the hard part with that is like, I think kids learn a lot by seeing. And he doesn't, like, I don't have a bike right now. So I can't like get on a bike and show him like, hey dude, here's how you pedal, here's how fun it can be when you get it figured out. So for that reason too, I might at some point get a bike. That's just something I'm thinking about. I don't know. I also think my reservations about it are super judgy and stupid. Like, the older I get, the more I'm like, hey, look, if like getting in Speedos and riding a bicycle, like if that helps you do your thing and that keeps you healthy and active and happy, like go for it. In fact, honestly, if I wanted to do that, I should do it, like with no fear, just, you know, commit to it, because at the end of the day, we're all a bunch of nerds and we all look stupid. Like, we all look stupid all the time. So to me, it's like, I acknowledge that my previous attitude towards it is pretty stupid. But it's something I'm considering. And of course, because I'm kind of weird and obsessive, the second I thought about just picking up a bike, I of course started watching like a million YouTube videos and stuff like that on like, hey, here's what you need on your first bike, and here's how you clean a bike, and here's how you take care of a bike. And now I have like this laundry list of like stuff that I'd have to do if I actually do it, which is like funny because a lot of the time people will just buy a bike and then just, you know, move forward with it. But it's something I'm thinking about. I don't know if you guys do use a bike or bicycle. I don't know if anybody does that or is part of like bike culture, but if you do you have any suggestions on like just a starter bike? From what I remember back when I used to use a bicycle to commute all the time, was like a good starter bike, good solid reliable bike was just like a Trek. And you just get their like kind of bottom of the line bike, but it's one of those bikes that has really good parts that are very easy to get fixed if you have to go into a bike shop, and it's very durable bike. But I don't know if that's still the case. Like I said, it's been quite a while, but it's something that I'm considering, mainly for my kid, like to teach him how to bike, because biking's a great way to get around from point A to point B. Although it does suck when you're like exhausted and you have to bike home, you know. But anyhow, so that's stuff that's on my mind. The only other thing is I'm listening to Our Pandemic Year by Lawrence Wright, and it's a really good read so far. He's the guy who wrote now I'm going to blank out on Going Clear, the book that kind of was like an expose on Scientology. And he's written a lot of really solid journalistic books about terrorism and stuff like that. But he's a really good investigative writer, and he writes like books, like novels, based on like really solid journalism and research. And I'm enjoying it so far. It's a little weird to read a book by Lawrence Wright that's so close to the time that we've just lived through. I keep wondering if this is a book my son will read later on, about this weird time that we all kind of grew up in like history classes and stuff. It's very strange to read about recent history. I don't know. It's just interesting. But anyhow, recommended book as well, and that's basically gonna do it. I don't have like a ton of profound stuff to say other than just I need to stay on top of getting 2 Stories Book 2 done, because it's not gonna make itself, and I'm very close. And I have this tendency, whenever I'm close to like a major milestone, I think I start feeling I start slowing down a bit. It's like kind of like a runner. If you've been running for a long time and you're close to like a major milestone, like you can almost like fool yourself into like forgetting to keep moving, and then at the end of the day, like if you do that, you can lose a race, right? So that's kind of something that I need to keep in mind for myself. It's like tonight, no question, regardless of whatever anyone does or says or anything that comes up, I need to work out and I need to work on 2 Stories Book 2, and hopefully do a live stream. So that's kind of like broadly my objective for the day. I think other than that, I'm just like I said, thinking about bikes. So let me know if you guys have any knowledge of that stuff. I really, like I said, it's been a long time since I've owned a bike, although I did own a really good bike, and like it used to get me everywhere, but it's been a while, and so yeah, something to consider, and I think that'll do it. So yeah, I will talk to you guys in a bit, and yeah, I'll call it. It's always hard to know a good way to close out these kind of more casual vlogs, but I will say one thing that's cool about the Antelope Valley is often when I'm doing these videos, you guys might think that I'm driving on Mars, because of the weird desert landscape of the area I live in. So all right guys, bye, and stay safe on Earth. I'm gonna stay safe here on Mars, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.